All right, so we started recording now. Number 6, the base of the triangle is the medium of the trapezoid. We have to find the area of the shaded region. So the first thing that we're going to do, find the area of the trapezoid. Second thing, find the area of the triangle, and then subtract them from one another. So I will be putting the area of each one. So area of, oh, let me put trapezoid right there. So like that, we know that that's the area of that one. So I'm just going to draw the little trapezoid right there. Is equal to half base 1 plus base 2 times your height. That's how we're going to figure out what the area of the trapezoid is. But when we figure out the area of the trapezoid, that's going to also include this triangle right here. Our base 1 is, it could be the top or the bottom. It doesn't really matter which one's 1 and which one's 2 because we're going to be adding them. But for this one, for the top, we have to add the entire thing. That's going to be one of the bases. It's not only 9 because we're not cutting that trapezoid right here halfway. So we're going all the way. So for this one, first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to add them right here. 9 plus 9, that's going to be 18 inches. So that's one of the bases. 18 and then the 12. So let me take out that trapezoid first and then we put the area of the triangle after. So let me see. We have this trapezoid like that. This is 18 inches at the top, 12 inches at the bottom, and then we need to figure out what's her height. But let's see, there told us that the triangle is the median, which is it's in the middle of the triangle right here. So each one is in the middle. So if this is 7 inches from here to here, it's also going to be 7 inches because it's in the middle. So this is also 7 inches. Therefore, my height of the trapezoid is going to be 7 plus 7, which is 14 inches. Now that we have all that information, we can figure out the area of the trapezoid. So the area of the trapezoid, let's call this base 1. This is going to be my height, and this one is base 2. So it's equal to half 18 plus 12 times 14. 18 plus 12, it's going to give me 30 times 14, and then half of that. 30 times 14 is 420, so half of 420, it's going to give me the area of the trapezoid, which is 210 inches square. But that's the entire thing. That's also including this triangle right here. Now we need to figure out what the area of the triangle is. In order for us to figure out what the area of the triangle is, we need to know the formula first of all, so don't worry in the test. You just go back to the formula sheet. And the area of the triangle is half base times height. So let me take out this triangle that I have right here just so we can see it better. What another hint that I do want to tell you guys is that whenever you have like this, where they're asking us the area of a shaded region or whatever it is, take out your shapes. It's easier to see it versus right here. Because right here you say, well, I have, what is this? A trapezoid down here, another triangle right here, and another triangle right here. How am I going to figure that out? No, it's easier if you get the trapezoid, take it out, and then redraw your triangle on this side. So like that, it's easier to visualize it. So the triangle right here, we have this triangle, which we know the height of the triangle because they told us right there that that is 7 inches. So this right here is 7 inches. But now the question is, what happened to our height? How are we going to figure out our height? So to figure out the height is almost the same thing as the area of the trapezoid, but we're just not going to multiply times the height. So we're going to add the bases, the top base, the bottom base, and then divide it by 2 to figure out what the base of the triangle is equal to. Why? Because it's in the middle, it's the median. So we have to add top and bottom divided by 2 to figure out what the middle part of the trapezoid is. So this will be 18 plus 12. And then whatever that gives me, divided by 2. 18 plus 12 was 30. So 30 divided by 2 gives me 15. So we're going to be using 15 as our base and 7 as our height in our triangle. So let me go ahead and do the area of the triangle. It's equal to half base, which is 15, times the 7, which is our height. 15 times 7 gives me 105. So half of 105, it's going to be 52.5 inches square. So this is the area of the triangle. But what is the area of the shaded part? So once we have both of them individually, what we're going to do is we're going to subtract them from one another. So we're going to say, this is what we're going to be saying. Area of trapezoid minus the area of the triangle, it's going to equal to the shaded region, which is 210 minus 52.5, and it's going to give me 210, to get the 10, 210 minus 52.5, it's 157.5 inches squared. So this right here will be our final answer. That will be the area of the shaded part only. All right, questions?
No.
Good, we're good. Okay, so do you guys need to take a picture because I'm about to clear it out so we can do the next one?
Okay, I'm gonna take a picture. I got it.
Perfect. All right, I'm about to clear it out, guys. And it's clear. Okay, so let's move on to number 7. Oh, which is the last one. I was gonna say, hopefully we get to the last one, which is number 7. Okay, so number 7, in order to determine how much paint he needs to paint the front of his house, Joe is calculating the area. He'll be painting the base region. The door is 7 feet, so let me, by 3. Now you can go ahead and put that into our drawing right there. So this is 7 by 3. The large window is 5 by 3, so 5 by 3. And each small window is 2 by 3. So this one's 2 by 3. 2 by 3. That's just going to help us out to determine what the area, because he's not going to paint the window or the door. He just wants to paint the other part of the house, but not the window or the door. So we need to know how much paint is he going to need. We need to, basically we want to know what the area is of the shaded region for this one. So we first going to have, we have different shapes in here. If you see, we have 2 small windows, which are in the shape of a rectangle, 1 large window, still a rectangle, and the door, which is still another rectangle. We can actually figure the area of each one right here, because all you do is multiply 3 times 2, and we'll put it in blue. So like that, that's the area. We save some time. We save space as well. So the first window, 3 times 2 up here is 6, so that will be a 6. This one is also 6, and then 5 times 3 for the big window right here is going to be 15. And the door, he said it was a 7 by 3. So 7 times 3 is 21. There, we figure out that that's the part that he doesn't want to shade. That's in white. So it's going to be the 6, 6, 15, and 21. And then that's just the area of each one. So from now, let's figure out our area of the rectangle and the triangle. If you see, we have a triangle right here. Let me just show you guys one. So if I draw a line like this, I have a triangle on the top and a rectangle at the bottom. So let me take those out. Let me first draw the rectangle. I want to draw the rectangle because I have that shape in my here, but I don't have the triangle. So the triangle, I actually have to draw it out. So this rectangle, which is the bottom part of the house right here, is a 25 by 15. So this is 25 feet by 15 feet. And then let me draw that triangle. That triangle, we have it something like this, and then like that one, and like this. So we have a 90-degree angle right there. It's pretend it's a straight. Let me do it again. I have the lines in here. Okay, looks better now. So this, we have it as a 90-degree angle right there. We know what the base, or it's not even the base, it's the hypotenuse, is right here. We know what this is. This is equal to 25 because it's the same thing as the bottom of the rectangle. So this one right here is 25 feet. And we could also figure out what the height is. How are we going to figure out what the height is? Because if you see from here, they're telling us that from the bottom all the way to the tip of the triangle of the house is 26, but this part right here is 15. So to figure out what the height of this triangle is, we're going to say 26 minus the 15. So that will give us this part right here. Let me put it in yellow. Let's put it in yellow so that we can see it better. So it will be that right there, which is right here. So that is going to be perpendicular to the base. And how are we going to figure that out? What we said was that's going to be, so let me just an arrow right there, 26 minus 15, which is 11 feet. So this is 11 feet. Questions on how I got the 11 feet before I move on?
No.
No. Okay, so perfect. Now that we have each one like this, we can figure out the area. So the area of this one is just multiply them out, 25 times 15. So the area of a rectangle is length times height or base times, no, length times width or base times height. I mixed them around, but same thing. So for this one, you put it in red. So area of this one of the rectangle is 15 times 25, which is gonna give me, hold on, I need to get my calculator for this, is 375 feet square. Should be a 5, not 6. So the area of the rectangle is equal to 375 feet square. What about that triangle? The area of the triangle is half base times height. Remember that the base and the height, it's gonna be given by wherever that 90-degree angle is located at. It's located also over here, but we don't know nothing about these sides. We know the inside and the bottom. So let's just call this as the base and that one is the height. So 25 times 11 divided by 2. So half 25 times 11. So 25 times 11 gives me 275. Half of 275 is gonna give me the area of this triangle. So the area of the triangle is equal to 137.5 feet square. So in order for us to figure out what the area of this house is of the front of the house, because he's only painting the front of the house, we have to add these together. So 375 plus 137. So this is going to be the area of the front house. Area of front house is equal to 375 plus 137.5, and that gives me 512.5. So the area, I'm gonna put it up here because I don't have space down there no more, so I'll put it up here. So the area of the front house, area of, I'm just gonna put FH, so front house is equal to 512.5. But from there, that is also including the small windows, the big window, and the door. We still need to take that area out because we don't want to paint that. Or Joe doesn't want to paint that. Joe only wants to paint the front of the house, not the windows or the door. So for there, we're going to be subtracting minus the 6. So I'm going to add all of those areas that I don't want to paint. So 6 plus 6 plus 15 plus 21. And then I'm going to subtract that from the area of the front house. So 6 plus 6 is 12. I'm not about to do my head because I'm doing a mistake. I always do. 15 plus 21. I don't want to paint, or Joe doesn't want to paint, a total of 48 feet square. So this is going to be 48 feet square. So 512.5 minus 48 feet square. $400. So the area of the shaded part is equal to 464.5 feet square. So this right here is our final answer. 464.5 feet square. So for this one, we really needed to do how many areas? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a total of 6 different areas for this one. I mean, the rectangles are pretty easy because all you do is just multiply. The hardest one for this one in this case was the triangle because we needed to figure out the base and the height. They didn't give it to us, but we were able to figure it out based off the drawing that we had right there. And then once you figure that out, we added, in this case, we had to add the triangle with the rectangle because the triangle was at the top, the rectangle was at the bottom. So we need to figure out what the area of the entire house was. And then from there, we needed to subtract the windows, the 3 windows and the door, the area of each one, to get a final area of 464.5 feet square. Ooh, questions on this one?
No.
No. Okay, so let me stop the recording.